Hello, everybody. This is Sharonda, and this is my podcast, Spiritual Sense. Today is Wednesday, which is February the 9th. And so with this particular podcast, I go over topics in regards to the paranormal, supernatural, occult. I speak on things such as angels, demons, spirituality, pagan belief systems and practices, hauntings, curses, out-of-body experiences, near-death experiences, and I also incorporate a tarot card reading into this podcast as well. I also like to state that this podcast is for entertainment purposes, and what that means is, if it's just by chance that it coincides with what you are going through, that may be by chance or or even by happenstance. Meaning, I don't go prying into no one personal affairs and then presenting it here on this podcast, okay? So, we're going to proceed with the daily reading for today. So I like to say, Father, Supreme Being of all being. I don't know what this reading is on, but I do feel like it's a relevant reading. So I ask for clarity, guidance, insight, and wisdom in regards to this reading. I like to also pay homage not only to God the Father, Supreme Being of all being, but to the four wishes that I favor. Those being Basset, Yamaya, Shango, as well as Osiris. All of these four wishes, they assist you with times such as wisdom, clarity, knowledge, capability, nurture, love, patience, serenity. And I know for those who may not be into, this type of belief, this is apart from your everyday knowledge or your everyday things, okay? So, I'm going to proceed. I've already smudged my cards via my Florida water spray that I have. And today I am working with the Secrets of the Tarot deck cards. And I'm going to proceed to pull these cards now. So just a moment. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so I have these cards pulled up, and before I proceed to lay the cards, I'm going to say that bear with me just a moment. I'm going to say that I perform with my tarot card reading. I favor the 10 card Celtic cross. Which is a 10 card spread. Okay. Card 1 being on the situation, person, or some type of clarity or insight. Card 2 being on the Card 2 being on the obstacle or hindrance. Card 3 being what's above the situation or where you're trying to attain. Card 4 being the root of the issue or the reason. Card 5 being the near past or what's occurring. Card 6 being the near future or what's occurring. Card 7 being the attitude and or morale. Card 8 will be what's physically surrounding or what you sense. Card 8 being hopes, fears, and dreams. Card 9 being hopes, fears, and dreams. And card 10 being the outcome. Now, oftentimes, for more clarity on the tarot card reading, I may incorporate a supporting deck and do a 1 through 5 card spread out of the 2 supporting decks that I have, okay? So we're going to proceed. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so for card 1, I have 10 of Cups, happiness, good things, party or celebration. Card 2, I have the Devil card, jealousy or trouble, able to break the chains that are binding you or holding you back. Okay. Card 3, I have 9 of Cups, improvements underway, feeling smug or pleased. Card 4, I have 7 of Wands, frustrations. You are able to overcome your frustrations. You are on top of the situation. Okay. So I feel like, let me just pull card 5. The World card, overseas trips, money, luck, world in the palm of your hand, new opportunities. Card 6 is strength, inner strength, confrontation with yourself or other people. I feel as though this reading is applicable to spiritual warfare. That's what I feel. I feel as though this reading is applicable to spiritual warfare in terms of conflicts among who's wrong and who's right. And when I say spiritual warfare, I'm saying in terms of competition in our physical realm that is transpiring also in the spirit realm as well. Something is letting me know that there is some type of competition that is occurring amongst religious settings for attention is what I feel. I have the World card. I feel like this is going on globally. Like everybody wants to be heard. Everybody wants to say that they know it all. Everybody wants to say that they truly have understanding and a knowledge in regards to the things that transpired some, hundreds or even thousands of years ago. So I feel like this reading right now is in regards to, the efforts to prove what is right and what is wrong right now across the globe, like in terms of religion. What is the truth? What did occur? And I feel like this reading is applicable to that right now. Card 7, I have Judgment. Decisions pending finality. The only decision that can be made under the circumstances. What you will begin to see is that these are fallen angels. Not all of the angels are on the same page. Meaning in the another dimension or realm or, whatever you want to refer to, plane or whatever you want to refer to it is. This is called Judgment. I got, how when you are asleep and you are kind of like in your mind's eye and you begin to, the mind kind of wonder what, that happens to me, from time to time, not all the time, but from time to time. And, I had an inclination that what is transpiring right now is that we are in a spiritual warfare. I mean, I think most people know that, but a lot of those spirits were deceived from previous times, and they look in on us because they're still around. They still are around, and I feel like they have that capability to manifest into this time and this space to enlighten those or to get clarity on things that they did not capture in their lifespan, in their physical lifespan. Believe it or not, oddly enough, I honestly believe that. And I believe a lot of them was deceived and confused. And they fall down and cause confusion into our time and space. And we would begin to see it in our physical sense of it all. Like we would begin to see confusion or chaos to enlighten us in our time and space. Meaning here as to how things were back then. It kept mentioning to me that they was confused and they was lost and they was mentally disturbed. And what I mean by that is they wasn't all on the same page is what I'm getting at. They all wasn't in agreement. Card 8. The Fool card. Good friends, happiness, needed to take a giant leap forward. So it was deception. A lot of them were deceived, and those spirits are beginning to manifest in this time now. And when you are in tune, and it's by way of your astrology, by way of the time or when you were brought in and how you were brought in, they would give you inclination. You would know what that is. When those spirits are about to manifest in this time and space, God will put the spirit in you to where you are aware as to what is transpiring and what is occurring. And I think that many of them were deceived. They thought they knew it all and they scratched their head and they wondering, oh my gosh, I feel so foolish. I'm talking about in the spirit sense, and what they begin to do is fall down and they know who is aware. And when you are thirsty or hunger or have an interest, you will let that spirit in. Out of that time and space to this one. Card 9, I have 10 of Wands, weighed down with problems, very heavy load. So many times when we are plagued with things such as depression, anxiety, things that weighs on our mentally as well as our physical, that's how you know that they have manifested in your space. And there is a message. Pay attention and take note of the things that transpire in your brain when these things occur, because that is the spirit alerting you as to what is transpiring in another time and space. This is it. This is it. Card 10. The Moon card. Deception or delays, emotions up and down, maybe deceiving yourself emotionally or others. So this is what, you got Satan and you have God and Satan all in the same room, sitting at the same table, so to speak. They are still in his kingdom. And they begin to manifest in our time and space to deceive us, because many of them are jealous because they went their whole life thinking they knew it all, and once they have transitioned over, okay, and so this is why you want to summon the correct and the right spirits into your space. You want to summon the ones that are going to enlighten you on what is real and what is relevant, because many of them was confused and they manifest in our time and space to confuse us. But you have to have discernment. You have to have a level head. You have to keep your temper right. Because if they see you do anything contrary to what they was told to do, they will begin to manipulate in this time and space and will cause injury and harm to you, or even death. So you have to keep yourself covered. There's times where, in their essence and in their mind, it revealed to me as well, we are supposed to be sleeping, meaning we don't supposed to be here. Because what they was told was contrary. So what they began to see is, I thought, And when they see things are different, they become inquisitive. And they get mad and angry and jealous, and they will manipulate your time and your space in this physical sense of the matter. So it revealed to me that you are supposed to be sleeping. And when I say sleeping, we are really not supposed to be here is the point. And this is why the formulation of language and all these different things come about, is to confuse those spirits. Because they are jealous. They're jealous. They didn't get to do the things that they wanted to do in their time span. And then they come back and see that you're able to capitalize on their suffering. Do you think many of them are happy? They're not. And that doesn't matter what race they were when they came here. They're not. So you have to keep yourself covered. You perform these rituals, as I mentioned about the Passover. I don't know too much about the Passover, but I'm assuming that is how you divert those spirits. And they still exist in this time and space. They have not left. They may have left in the physical sense to where we are aware, but in terms of energies and spirits, they still are around. And so you have to know how to perform rituals, how to do the things to divert them and keep them at bay and away. Okay? So I feel like that was a very good, insightful reading. I really do. In regards to spiritual warfare, the battle that we are under, the battle of the mind. That's God's way of letting you know what is occurring in another time and space, meaning in the spiritual sense of the matter. And you're going to begin to understand why shapes and colors are the way they are, why the alphabet is the way it is, and why these people write this way and why these people talk that way. He is enlightening you of what those spirits are capable of doing. And I'm talking about in another plane. In another plane. They manipulate into this time and space is what they do. And you got to know when it's time to, and there's times where you need to lay low. There's times when you need to lay low. Because we don't supposed to be here. And if they see you out and about, they will try to do things to manipulate you. That's what that is. And I think that's what brings them in. Because I just got an inclination that the many that they can deceive bring those spirits back in. It's just enlightened me on that. The many that they can deceive and to get to perish, then they can bring those spirits back in. So if you are susceptible to picking up and falling for everything that they tell you to fall for, and you are transitioned over, meaning you die, you bring in more spirits. Once you have become aware of that and how you can deceive them and keep them out of your space, then and only then can you have longevity in this time and space. If you desire to. Okay? So I am going to close out this podcast today on spiritual sense. Tarot card reading. The reading in regards to spiritual warfare and how you bring those spirits in and you diffuse those spirits out. Okay? And so I do have other podcasts. Holistic health being one of those where, again, I go over natural remedies in regards to your well-being. I have health matters where I go over medical ailments and disease processes of certain medical conditions. That's health matters. I have ancient ancestry where I go over the history of different customs around the world. And this podcast, which is spiritual sense, okay? So, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you're more than welcome to comment below. Until then, you have a safe and wonderful day. Good day.